Great people, welcome back to Global Happenings today. We're so excited to have you again, still updating you on what is going on in the political world, especially here in Nigeria. A lot of people are still queuing behind Peter Obi, and they seems to be rejecting other presidential candidate of different parties. Talking, for example, we are going to hear what is happening in Plateau State precisely as Atiku is outrightly rejected by a key stakeholder in PDP who had also been an ex House of Rep member. We're going to be looking at that and also the reactions of Nigerians in respect to that. Before we do that, if you've not subscribed, please do well hit on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. Now, according to the news ahead of the 2023 presidential election, a former member of the House of Representatives from Plateau State and a chieftain of the main opposition People Democratic Party, PDP, Honorable Bitrus Kaze, has declared that he will not work for party's candidate Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. He said he would instead work towards the emergence of Labour Party's candidate Peter Obi. He also said working for Atiku would be a betrayal of trust because his emergence as the candidate was against the party's zoning formula. Good. He equally said that working for Labour Party's Obi is being faithful to PDP's zoning formula, which is enshrined in its constitution. Kaze made his declaration in an interview with journalists in Jos, the Plateau State capital, saying if the PDP did not respect its zoning formula, his support for Obi does not amount to anti-party. He said, let me be honest with you, I wouldn't work for Atiku because doing so offends our social, religious, and even our economic responsibility. That somebody from the Northwest would be president for 8 years, you expect somebody from the Northeast, same religion like the outgoing, to be there for another 8 years. It will be betrayal of trust for me to commit myself for such a project on the plateau. I will not. As a person, I am at home with Peter Obi, and I will suggest to our people to vote for him because his candidature pronounces justice. He carries every section of this country. I am not afraid to say it. I am prepared to say it anyway, he maintained. Kaze, who represented Just South Stroke Just East Federal Constituency between 2007 to 2015, however, said if the PDP is able to take the ticket from the North and give anybody from the South, I will support that person. But to the extent that the PDP has infringed upon its own constitution, I will remain faithful to the constitution of the party by supporting anybody from the southern Nigeria, and the closest is Peter Obi. According to him, in Plateau State, they have learned from their mistakes of 2015 when they refused to zone the governorship to Plateau South and we lost the election. Now it is the turn of Plateau Central, and the PDP in the state has respected that by zoning it there. So if I did not support the PDP candidate, late Senator Nyang Wajok, in my state in 2015, I will be unfair to him if I support the candidature of Atiku Abubakar in the 2023 presidential race. Like Peter Obi or not, you can be a diehard PDP or APC, but his movement is reigning and raiding everywhere in this country. Nobody can pretend not to take cognizance of this because Nigerians feel both APC and PDP on the presidential ticket are avoidable. There is no question about that. Therefore, I don't want to discuss Christian or Muslim ticket. My own is simple. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria provides that this country must be administered in a manner that commands national loyalty. The Constitution of the PDP says that there shall be zoning and it shall be enforced. If PDP does not respect zoning at the presidential level, at what level would it respect zoning? Those were the queries he threw at PDP. And guess what? He has a lot of people who are supporting him. Rather, when someone here says, this is my man, it is high time we do the right thing so that even posterity will judge us right. Another person here says, I love people who are like this. There is nothing like party differences. We are looking for the right person who will take us to the glory land. Another person here says, I love this man, but the issue of Atiku has already been settled by the former president of Nigeria, OBJ. He had told us who Atiku is, and there is no way he can get a single vote from me. Another person here says, I am from the northern part of the country, and I cannot stand with Atiku because I know his government will be worse than the one that we have found ourselves. I'll beat everyone to choose between Bola Tinubu and Peter Obi, but for me, I am always obedient. Wow, it's getting really interesting. Now, there are a lot of things I'm still going to be reading, but then let's look at this from the perspective of this PDP chieftain. For me, what he has said is very clear. You understand? It's very clear. There is no need for anyone to begin to think that he is doing the wrong thing. He's not doing the wrong thing. It's for there to be national unity. It was clearly spelled out that anytime a northerner finishes, a southerner should take over. And unfortunately, this thing has been taken into consideration by other parties. It was only in a PDP that didn't happen. All of a sudden we saw them rally around him and support Atiku, you know, and that has spoiled the whole thing. If a man of this repute could speak out the truth this way, it's a pointer to the fact that Nigerians are on the right track. That's why I'm just watching some of these so-called people of God or man of God or whatever. They come out and you still see them speaking against the thing that is already before us, which I feel that it is right. You understand? The people are making a demand. And they said Peter Obi should be there because if we look at the two people from the other two parties, it's glaring that none of them can really deliver to us what we want. Someone was saying that whatever Lagos State is, it is actually Bola Tinubu that has made it. And another person asked him a question. I said, I hope today you really enjoyed. That was yesterday. The person now answered him. I said, I hope today you guys really enjoy a swell time in Lagos State because Tinubu's Lagos made you guys to swim to walk. Yesterday, we saw a lot of flood in Lagos State and all of that. But, for me, that is not really the crux of the matter. The issue here is the track record of these two people. If it is looked upon without any iota of, ethnicity or party sentiment, who do you think is ripe enough to be in that position? It is Peter Obi. Peter Obi has a track record, and that track record is in Anambra State. Let us just run him for the next 4 years and see what he will do for us. I feel that God is interested in his case, because if God is not interested in his case, by now, based on the level of attack and the talking and fighting that is going on, by now a lot of people would have shelved him somewhere. Or if it is he's pretending, by now some of those secrets that he has been burying and all of that would have come to limelight. But unfortunately, we are not hearing anything. Everything he says, he will tell you, go and verify, go and verify. And people have gone to verify. They come back with the same story and say, actually, what this man was saying is the truth. I think that with what this PDP chieftain and ex-House of Representative member has told Nigerians, it should be enough to make Nigerians to vote for Peter Obi when the set time comes. That's where we like to leave it. Go to